Well, happy Saturday, folks. The real Captain Kirk here. We're live from One Bethel Plaza here on the 23rd of May here, Memorial Day weekend. Hope the weather is better where you are. It's absolutely miserable here. It's about as bad as it gets. Record cold. It's currently in the middle of the day, 47. Wettest in 41 years, both for us and much of the eastern half of the country. So it's about as bad as it gets here. Again, amazing the change here. We went from near 100-degree heat when we left out to see our partner Domo in Utah here in the middle of the week. It was 99 in New York City when we left. Unfortunately, that cold front came through, and man, did it ruin our Memorial Day weekend. 40 degrees colder. Headed out to Salt Lake City, where Domo's headquarters is at. Beautiful blue sky, white-capped mountains. Again, they're getting a warm front, so they're getting a nice warm Memorial Day weekend. Not us, but nice and cool when we were out there. Snow-covered mountains everywhere throughout the Rockies. Cute heart-shaped lake here right outside Salt Lake City here. Me and Billy Dunn represented Team 360 here as we met our partner at Domo's headquarters here. Of course, if you go to Domo, you got to get the shot of the iconic rooster. Again, and this rooster has an awesome view here. Again, this is the mountains to the east. Again, just outside Salt Lake City, Utah area. Again, met with Cody Irwin, again, a couple years now working with Cody, AI adoption director, and Dan Kelly is a senior account executive there at Domo. Again, these guys treated us like royalty here again. So great group of folks here. Met with Mark Boothe, their chief marketing officer. If you don't know Mark, you will, because he was just voted one of the best CMOs in the country. And I can tell you firsthand that that is the case here. So we're talking about our, again, kind of our Domo software AI solution here, predicting seasonal sales by week by store everywhere on Earth, but then they've made it nice and interactive so you can figure out why, when, where, a year ahead, how weather is influencing your sales to plan everything, inventory allocation, marketing, advertising, labor scheduling, you name it. It's a powerful tool, allows you to do it here. Thought we'd ask the 360 Sunny Robot here today, again, about spring and about Memorial Day, how bad it is, and it's bad. It's sad here. Again, spring. These bars show you year on year, again, how our clients look at the weather. So top is temperatures, bottom's precip. We had that nice stretch there in late March, early mid-April. Again, of 3 warmer, drier weeks. That's what we want this time of year. Warmer, drier is great. Unfortunately, then we hit a kind of a cool stretch here, again, through kind of the latter half of April into the beginning of May, or middle of May here, where it's colder. And then, unfortunately, this week we get a nice, hot, wetter, warmer week, and then it's just got to be earth-shattering wet. Number one wettest in over 41 years. In fact, in some cases, might be 126-year record wet here. So, unfortunately, we want warm, dry, and don't have that entirely here. One of the things we talked about at Domo with their sales teams was, again, kind of our equity solution here, predicts it. So, obviously, I don't have to probably pick on a lot of equities here, but again, Academy Sports is one of them here. If it's really wet from Texas to the east, ain't good for outdoor. In fact, I bet most of your soccer matches and outdoor activities are getting canceled here this weekend in the east. So not good for them from an equity perspective. Looking at the rainfall here again, so it's really from Houston, Texas, all the way into, say, Detroit and points east. On a national index basis, number one wettest Memorial Day weekend, counting Friday to Monday, in 41 years and probably 125 plus years. Sad, again, we're the cold spot here in the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, down to D.C., and cold down there in Texas here. Again, hot out in the Pacific Northwest. So overall, on a national index basis, it's a little bit warmer than last year, but again, just about average. Unfortunately, nothing close to average here in the Northeast, just downright frigid. Again, so there's a little bit of a misleading week here because we went from record-shattering heat to near-record cold here. But overall, the U.S. for the week ending here today was the 3.0 degrees warmer than last year, 13th warmest in 41 years, so above average. Hot days were up a bit, 6th most in 41 years. And unfortunately, that rainfall up 35%, number one wettest in over 41 years. So big map here, the trends versus last year. Maps inset left are the trends versus average. Looking at severe weather here, we had a little bit of an uptick here this past week here as this cold front came through. It certainly generated about 99 tornadoes, 333 hail events, 821 wind events. All metrics are trending below average year to date in terms of counts, below last year's levels, but again, slightly above average. In fact, wind case is still well above average here, but I'm going to get a lull here this week again, just with kind of a cooler, damp pattern. Not a lot of contrast here this week, but some marginal activity out there here, but again, nothing like we had this past week. Look at this week again, the week of Memorial Day here on Monday here, but not so great. Again, temperatures are good, 3.2 warmer than last year, warmest in 6 years, 9th warmest in 41 years. Again, a lot of that heat's where not a lot of folks live, up in the northern Rockies, northern plains. Hot days are actually, ironically, though, down. Hot 90-degree days are down 55%, least in 27 years. That's crazy. 5th least in 41 years. Rainfall, again, unfortunately for the week overall, still way up, plus 9%. Wettest in 4 years, 4th wettest in 41 years, so much above average with that. heavy rain. Again, the good news is this is going to end the drought in the southeast here for a lot of areas at least. Look at next week. Again, hard to believe we're going to get in here into early June already, but week ending 6th June. Colder trend now. Again, colder for the eastern half of the country here. Minus 0.6 cooler than last year. Coolest in 9 years. 20th coolest in 41 years. So average on a national scale, only because the northwest is very, very hot, and the south and the east pretty cool. Hot 90-degree days, though, way down again, minus 60% versus last year, least in 21 years, third least in 41 years. So not a lot of air conditioning demand unless you're up in the Pacific Northwest here. So this is a big downer week for categories that did well here just a few days ago. Rainfall, again, this is some good news, down 20%. We'll see here. Again, this pattern is definitely starting to show signs of El Nino. And again, that's why we're getting the drought, going from epic drought in the south to now maybe talking about flooding here as we go through the summer, fall season ahead here. Got to be careful here aggregating 2 weeks here because we're aggregating hots and colds and warms. But overall, the theme is, hot there in central Canada and the northern Rocky Mountains, northern plains. And again, very hot in Western Europe, cool Eastern Europe. Big map here is, again, trends versus average, and map inset left is trends versus last year. Look at world rainfall here. Again, rainfall and snowfall here through the 2 week period here. Overall, again, kind of wet there in parts of Brazil. Again, the wet's in the southeast U.S. And again, not so bad, actually pretty dry across Europe. So that, folks, we hope you have a great week ahead here. Again, very excited about the Domo solution. So again, you want to check that out here. It just makes, if you like Power BI, you're going to love Domo's solutions. Just much better and much more powerful. Again, you subscribe to this blog, newsletter, video here every Saturday afternoon. So go to wt360.com/newsletter/captains-log, subscribe. And again, it's free in your inbox every Saturday. That, folks, have a great week ahead.